What up, guys? That Comic Awesome here, doing another review, doing Venom #1, or Legacy 166. It's a fresh run, right, hot off the heels of the end of Mike Costa's run at Venom 165. I believe it was like 2 weeks ago. Now we have Venom 1. This is, I think, officially the kickoff to Marvel's fresh start, which will be starting with a bunch of #1s. New, luckily this time, at least with the #1s, we are getting new creative teams with most books. So we are getting a little bit of a shakeup, and this doesn't disappoint. What I don't want to go in too much of the spoils of this story. But what I like about it is it detaches itself enough from the previous run to where you don't really need to know what happened before. I like and I don't like that. I mostly like it because for somebody who maybe never read Venom before or wants to get into Venom, this being a #1, this is a great #1. This is a jumping on point. There's not the classic misstep that Marvel usually does where they rebrand something a #1, but all it is a continuation of the prior run leading up to this relaunch. This is the start of something, and it is it's really good. It's very dark, which is it's fantastic to see that the direction that it's going in. So we start off with some really one of the first things I noticed about this was the art in this. Who did the art? Ryan Stegman. Phenomenal. It's so, Eddie looks just run through the ringer. The parts that need to be dark are dark. The parts that have light are like it. This is high quality. This is high quality. So you start off with these Norsemen, and they are what appears to be attacked by some sort of symbiote. And hearing of like a different language. And Eddie wakes up and he's like, the symbiote's kind of like over in the corner. He's like, why'd you leave me? He's like, I didn't want, you saw what I saw. And he's like, well, it's a nightmare. He's like, well, I don't have nightmares. So, which, again, I know I just said this is a fresh start and fresh jump onto a new thing, but in the previous run, we just got off of a story arc where the symbiote was pregnant and was having all sorts of crazy hormonal pregnancy dreams, but not like this, so I forgive. Again, Eddie just looks so rough, and it's unclear exactly how much time has passed. According to Donnie Cates on Twitter, when I asked him, it's been enough time between the last issue and this issue for Eddie to grow his hair out. So, I don't know. We'd say maybe like a year or two since the last issue. You can tell things have been rough. He's been with the symbiote now back for a while, although he is taking antipsychotics, which help drown out the symbiote's voice. But in doing that, that does not prevent him from being able to use the suit, which is an interesting concept. It's also stated that he lost his job at the fact sheets, which he was a reporter at, again, in the last run. So again, it's severing ties with what came before and kind of giving us a good, hey, this is where we're at now. Just all this detail, man, it's amazing. It's also brought up that Eddie is now more on the sidelines. He doesn't like getting in confrontations because again, him and his symbiote are not on the best of terms. There's something wrong with it where it's becoming it's becoming psychotic. It's becoming irrational. It's violent, unnecessarily violent. So Eddie's kind of taking a step back, and he's like, look, he's kind of doing the Peter Parker thing. He's like, I'm just going to sit back and take pictures of the action, and if they need me, I'll jump in. Well, then, of course, old Jack-O-Lantern does bad, shoots a cop. So guess who has to... Again, I love this. It looks amazing. So instantly, though, Eddie loses control of the symbiote. The symbiote takes over and wants blood, wants death to this person. And then you get this. And this was possibly one of the coolest things. Eddie loses control. It's just the symbiote. Eddie's kind of like along for the ride. And this is what he transforms into. That that looks amazing. He then is, after kind of confronting the cops, he's kidnapped, and he's interrogated by this guy who was looking for Flash Thompson in the symbiote suit, which, again, he states that his intel must be pretty far off if, Flash hasn't been Agent Venom in quite some time. Year and a half or so. 2 years, maybe more. But he asks him if he's ever heard of Project Rebirth, and Eddie's like, yeah, that's the thing that made Captain America. Also, gave Flash Thompson my symbiote to make a new super soldier project. And he's like, incorrect, not new, just latest. And it turns out that the U.S. government has had symbiotes before and have made, again, kind of these, soldiers that have been bonded, which gave them, almost superhuman abilities. This guy was in the program and got out. These 4 members were still in the program when they became fully bonded with their symbiote and caused them to go insane. They were locked down in a SHIELD facility, which obviously with SHIELD being no more, they're kind of getting transported around. So this guy enlists Eddie to help kind of save these guys. Like, they don't deserve to be killed because they're going to be, pretty much, put to death because no one knows what to do with them. So he's like, look, you got to rescue these guys. They're good guys. They're just, product of a bad situation. And Eddie kind of goes off, and is like, whatever, I'm not going to help you. But then, as he's doing that, he tries to sneak the symbiote, up to the guy, and he kind of like needs him. He's like, you can't sneak up on me with this kind of stuff. He's like, you don't understand. Like, I know more about these things than you'll ever know in your lifetime. He's like, no, what are you talking about? He's like, I've been Venom for like ever. He's like, okay, well, what's your other's name? He's like, how old is it? What's it, pretty much like asking ideal questions that you would think that you and especially something that you pretty much shared a body with for years and years would know. But it's like, how old is it? What's the ideal temperature? What is it like to eat? Does it even like being bonded to humans? Do you age when you wear it? And so it kind of, he's bringing up all this stuff, and it kind of shows that Eddie really doesn't know that much about it, which, again, makes me think that we're going to get so much out of this book. Not out of this book, but out of this series. So I am full on excited. Definitely pick this up. It's Thursday now. I know a lot of comic shops sold out of this. Find it. See if you can find it. Get it. It's amazing. You'll like it too. Subscribe for here. Watch some more videos. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll see you next time.